Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. I want to talk about LAES late at night. I was doing some due diligence on this one. I already did due diligence before, but I'm like, let's take a second look at this one because it just skyrocketed over 40% on the day. Keep an eye on this one because it can move another 30 to 40% here and get that breakout above 11. Very volatile. I'm going to be looking to trade this one tomorrow because of the news. The last time I've seen a stock move like this was ASTS. ASTS ran from $2 to $40 when they launched their what was it? The Blue Walker satellite, I believe. They launched a satellite up, and that sent the stock skyrocketing. And then they got of course a government contract as well, so that helps. So SEALSQ stock skyrockets on introduction of satellite as a service model. The company focuses on allowing users to access cutting edge satellite infrastructure, kind of like how Amazon offers servers virtually to their clients via Amazon Web Services. SEALSQ plans to expand capacity through frequent satellite launches. However, it did not specify how many launches it aims for. And then when we go and look at the financial position of SEALSQ, the company projected a year-end cash position exceeding 85 million. And they've been doing a lot of offerings to raise money, which makes sense. Why wouldn't you when the stock has moved as much as it has? They're in the quantum computing sector as well. So they have a lot of potential. And that potential is about to be priced in. With that 40% move is no joke, guys. I'm telling you, I've seen this before. This was just the start of something bigger. Let me look at the volume indicator. I'm looking to day trade this one tomorrow. I got a strategy, so I'll be fine. I'll take the loss if it goes against me. I'm not just gonna blindly throw money at it. Let me look at the volume. I'm curious about the volume. It's rare that I look at the volume, but here, let's see. 89,000? No, 89 million. What am I saying? I was looking at the number down here. I'm like, what? 89,000? What is this? A low floater? No, 89. Whoa, 89 million? Let me see what they got back then. 61, 61 on this big green candle. 160 million led to another. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a second green move tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. Which means I can take advantage of that pump. Let me look at the volume back here. Holy volume. The volume was insane over here. People were loading up. Okay, yeah. So 89 million in volume. Friday, tomorrow's Friday though. Are we gonna get a sell off like last Friday? I'm gonna keep an eye. Yeah, I'm gonna day trade this one. This one again, 40%. We could still see another 25%, and see. I think we're gonna see a retest of $11, and maybe we'll see if we can break above that. If we don't, then there's still money to be made regardless day trading it. So this is a I've it's been a long time since I've day traded. This is going to be a good one. Especially with quantum computing as a whole bouncing today. The buyer stepped in for quantum computing today if you guys didn't notice. So, yeah, if we see strength going into tomorrow, it's going to be the easiest money I'll ever make. Let's see, long-term growth. Yeah, they met the compliance with Nasdaq's minimum bid price, so we don't have to worry about that with the share price being where it's at. I know some of you who are watching this, you bought when it was cheap down there at like 30, 40 cents. But I mean, Nvidia at one point was cheap too, and it still kept going higher and higher. So either you take advantage of the momentum or you take advantage of the dips. Or you buy it when no one wants it, right? When it's cheap at 20, 30 cents. I'm trying to see if there's anything else here. Well, that's ahead. Well, I know for a fact that they said that 2025 is going to be like a big year for them. So if that's the case, we should see quite the growth in their revenues. Are they the ones who are releasing two chips? Or maybe that's another company. I do recall SEALSQ. Are they the ones releasing two chips? Or is it someone else? I'm pretty sure it's them. I don't recall because I've been keeping track of so many of these semiconductor quantum computing chips. Yeah, to launch to yeah yeah they pushed that to 2025. They originally were going to come out in 2024, but pushed it to 2025. So they have those chips coming out. That's a catalyst as well for the future when they come out with those and start performing, because they already have a bunch of customers waiting for that. So bullish long term. I will look to take advantage of the momentum going into Friday, and I will take the loss if I'm wrong. I'm going to look at the I'm gonna take a quick look right now at the smaller time frames because I'm gonna day trade it on a smaller time frame. I just want to look at the 3 minute and let's see how it moves on the 3 minute. How reliable is it? So the MACD is down here. I don't need volume. I don't care about that. Volume only matters on the higher time frames. Let's see if we get the cross. Ooh, I'm gonna have to manipulate the MACD here. You ignore the first crossover. It dips, then it crosses over a second time. I would. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is looking good. So for those of you who don't know my strategy, when I day trade, if I'm going to ride the momentum, right, let's hypothetically, let me just give you the strategy because I don't really care. Most of you have your own strategy or you just throw money at it. Okay, so if the stock's going to have, okay, let me start from the beginning. If a stock has to close either red or green, right? You look that much is obvious, right? There's red days and green days. So what does this mean? It means essentially tomorrow I'm betting tomorrow when I buy, I am betting that it's going to close green. So for example, today, if you bet that today was going to be a green day, you placed your bet at open and then you closed the position uh, at the end of the day. So you would have made money, right? You bought at 675 at open and then it dumped to, oh, not dumped, then it pulled back to 644 and then came up and closed at 878. So you would have made a healthy sum right there. So you're essentially placing a bet and saying, I think today we're going to close green. So I'm betting right at open. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to close the position at end of day. You could have done that here as well and made some money. Done it here as well, made some money. If you had done it here, you would have taken a loss. That's okay. As long as the risk to reward ratio is good, you're fine. So okay, so that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm betting tomorrow that we're going to close green. So, or at least at the very least test that 11 and then maybe I'll dump it there. We'll see what happens, but the strategy uses the 3 minute time frame and the MACD. If we're going to ride the momentum, if we're going to have a green day, what needs to happen, guys? There needs to be a breakout. Two, there has to be a crossover on the MACD as well. That's confirmation of upside. So today, unfortunately, it wasn't on my radar. I had other stocks on my radar, but you can see at open, there's the MACD crossover. I would not have bought on that one. I have a rule for the MACD. The first crossover at open does not count because if you guys have ever looked at the open, it's kind of very volatile, right? It just jumps up and down like crazy. For those of you who are experienced, you know what I'm talking about. So that initial crossover on the MACD at open, it's invalid. Don't do it. The second one is the one you want to jump in on. So you see on the second one, I would have jumped in here, and let's just assume I would have bought at the top of the candle at 698. I would have set my stop loss underneath the wick here at 650, and I would have just, like I said, I'm just gonna ride it up, and I would have closed my position in green without ever getting taken out because it never came down as low as that stop loss. Now, if it had come down, it would have stopped me out at 652 after buying at 690. I would have taken a 40-cent loss per share, whatever. That's okay. I'm not gonna hold the bag all the way down. I'll take that loss. I'll be a big man and take the loss, right? Because the risk to reward is too good. If it pumps again tomorrow, I mean, look at this. You take either 40-cent loss or per share loss, or it pumps $1 or $2. I mean, that's already like 1 for 3 in terms of risk to reward. It's possibly more. So that's the strategy. I'm just showing you the strategy, guys. I use the 3 minute time frame, the MACD. The biggest rule is don't buy the first crossover at open. That doesn't mean anything. It's the second one that's meaningful. And if it does move in your favor, like I said, you put the stop underneath that very candle that you bought in on, and you just see what happens. You can use a trailing stop as well, but I prefer just to use a hard stop. You know what I'm saying? So the risk to reward ratio here is really good. And I know some people have messaged me like, "Yeah, I tried your strategy, and actually, it's awesome. Like, it works really well. Like, if it goes in your favor, you're gonna make money. If you lose a small amount, no big deal. You don't hold the bag all the way down. Like, unfortunately, some people are new to my channel, and they bought color stock at $5 at the top, but they set no stop loss. They set no stop loss. So what do you think? And some people, unfortunately, they're going to hold it from 5 to 250, so they're going to be down, what, 50% on their position. Whereas if they use the strategy that I just showed you, let me go back to when it was at 5. See, I thought everyone had a strategy, but it turns out people just they just throw money around and hope. And I'm like, no, at least have some protection. That's how you, like, you should not be losing. You should be, yeah, your risk reward should be like 1 to 3, 1 to 5. It should always be high enough that even if you lose, even if you lose, it's such a small amount compared to what you could have made that it would take like 10 losses or 5 losses or 3 losses to even to destroy your account. Really, that's what it comes down to. So here a lot of people unfortunately thought, oh, it's about $5, time to buy, and they bought at 5, 5.10. A bunch of people that I know. If you had used my strategy, again, you remember the rule: don't buy on the first crossover in the MACD. It crossed over at open, you ignore it because that one doesn't count, it's invalid. And then you got your crossover down here, and you would have bought in, and you would have gotten stopped out, and that's it. You're done for the day. The fact that you even got stopped out there means it's bearish. So that's kind of how it is, right? The market, I shouldn't say, well, the market is either going to close green or red. The stock is going to close either green or red, right? That's what it comes down to. Flip a coin, it's either going to close green or red. So place your bet tomorrow. Right? Do you think it's going to close green or red? Short it or go long. If you shorted on this candle here, I mean, you would have taken a nice ride down and made a nice healthy 20% plus, right? So essentially you're placing a bet, but it's not like a casino, right? You can actually have a stop loss. In a casino, you can't have a stop loss, right? You can't be like, oh, you just took $1 million from me, but I had a stop loss, sir. So you're only gonna take 90k. No, that doesn't make sense. 900k. For some reason, you're only gonna take 10%. So you're not actually gonna win the million. You're only gonna win 100k. Because, sir, I'm using a stop loss. Like, that doesn't exist, right? So the fact that the market offers that opportunity to protect yourself, I don't know why people don't use stop losses. It's like a saving grace. You don't want to be that guy holding that bag all the way down to $5. Not saying it is going to go down to $5. I'm just saying that because of color stock and so many people got bagged. And I'm like, wait, you don't have a strategy? Well, let me show you the strategy so you know next time not to make that mistake, dummy. Like, because I don't want you guys to lose money. If you do lose, because the market, that's just how it is. It's going to give and it's going to take. When it takes from you, the stop loss is there so that it doesn't take a lot, or so you don't hold the bag all the way down. Keep an eye on this one tomorrow. I'm going to be looking to day trade it. I'm not going to live stream the day trade, but I'll make a video day trading it if I jump in. Depends on how it moves. I'll jump in anyways and probably take the loss if it comes down. Whatever. I'm going to jump in. You know what? No hesitation. Let's fucking go. Oh, I just swore the algorithm is going to penalize me. I'll see you guys in the next one.